Get started. So tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is the day that you've been preparing for. Tomorrow is the day where you are going to, you've started this journey already when you're preparing, but what's going to happen tomorrow is you're actually going to implement. So tomorrow is day 1 of your 9-day deep detox. Quick recap. First 3 days, you are removing the major inflammatory foods, but we're keeping some of they're slightly inflammatory foods, but we're keeping them. They're not horribly inflammatory like the dairy and the wheat and the junk and the artificial sweeteners and all of that, but they are a little bit inflammatory. They're not the most healing foods, let's put it that way. But we're going to keep them in there a little bit because they're still plants, right? There's still, beans and some grains, some animal protein. So they're not highly processed foods, but they're not really healing foods either. And we're keeping them in because we don't want to shock the liver into the detox. Like we don't want to go like from today, maybe today you're still having coffee, you're still having bread, you're still having cheese, you're still having everything, and then wake up tomorrow and go just fruits and vegetables, cold turkey. You want to ease your liver into it a little bit. So that's why Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you get to have a little bit of the grains, whether that's beans, whether that's legumes, whether that's a little bit of animal protein, you get to choose. And then starting Sunday, all of those are also removed, and you're literally just going to be consuming fruits and vegetables as of Sunday. You have more flexibility Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you have the morning routine, the berry smoothie, the celery juice, but then you get to choose lunch and dinner recipes, and you can choose the same recipe and repeat it. Or you can, if you really feel like you want to get into this and be very creative, you can choose a different recipe for lunch and dinner every single day. That works. You also have the snacks in there. So you also get to have a little bit of nuts if you choose to. You have some of the snacks that are like the protein balls and things like that. You can have those. Starting Sunday, though, it's just fruits and vegetables. And starting Sunday, there is no flexibility in terms of the recipes. You're following the plan exactly as is, following the recipes exactly as they are. The only shifts or changes you might make to those recipes is if you can't find an ingredient, for example, and you need a substitute. So if you can't find Brussels sprouts, or if you can't find broccoli, then in that instance, you would use artichokes, or you would use green beans. Like you'd use another vegetable, you switch it out, or you can just increase the vegetable that you do have available to you. But you're not going to choose recipes from the Clean Eating Guide. That's it on Sunday. You don't do that anymore. Sunday through Thursday is a deep detox, and then Friday you have a juicing day, and we'll talk about that as we get closer to it. So what's going to happen to your bodies starting tomorrow? You're going to wake up, you're going to start following the plan, which means you're going to stop the intake of whatever toxins you were having up until this point. So coffee, bread, cheese, eggs, oats, any grains, cakes, cookies, desserts, chips, chocolate, pasta, you name it, all of that is going to stop tomorrow. We know that these foods are highly inflammatory, which means that when you remove them, while you're eating them, you don't necessarily feel which one of them is causing a problem or which one of them is causing the inflammation. It's like a collective effort. But you are feeling symptoms as a result of this collective effort. So whatever symptoms you're feeling now, the night sweats, the headaches, the migraines, the thyroid issues, the digestive issues, all of these symptoms and conditions that you have are a result of many, many years of eating these foods. So we're going to remove them tomorrow. And what happens when you stop the intake of the inflammatory foods? Your liver, which has been trying to process all of these inflammatory foods for years and years and years and years, and it's like backed up, there's a backlog in there, it can finally start to work. It can finally start to filter. It can finally start to say, oh my God, let's get rid of all this backlog. So when it does that, it releases all the toxins that it's been storing for so long. Your organs start to release the toxicity that they've been collecting for so long. Your cells start to release all of this toxicity. And then this toxicity sort of floats around in your body for a few days before the body flushes it out. So it's not like you stop eating caffeine and pasta and bread and cheese tomorrow, and then the body gets rid of that inflammation tomorrow. No, there's a process to that. It's not eliminated immediately. In that in-between process, between you stopping and then the body realizing, oh, we're not being overloaded anymore, and then the liver being jump-started to start filtering properly, and then the actual elimination, that can take, and that's like the first sort of push that we're giving the body, anywhere between 3 and 6 days. This is where you might feel what we call the detox withdrawal symptoms, which are fatigue, body aches, headaches, not being able to sleep, irritability. You might feel like you're getting a cold. You might feel like you're getting the flu. You might get a fever. You might get a runny nose. You might get a sore throat. You might get coughs. You might get diarrhea. All of these are signs of the body eliminating toxins. This is, all of them are signs of the body going through a detox process. When, and not if, when you go through these symptoms, and all of you are going to go through them with varying intensity. Some of you will have more intense symptoms. Some of you will have milder ones. There's no way for us to predict which one you're going to be. You'll find out once you start. Once you have these symptoms, it is not a sign that the program isn't working. It's not a sign for you to panic. It's not a sign that this is not good for your body. It's not a sign that your body's missing something. It's not a sign that there's some kind of a deficiency. All of these symptoms are expected. Every single one that I've listed, whether it's a physical feeling like of discomfort, whatever that discomfort may be, or an emotional discomfort, because when we're getting rid of toxins in the body, remember, toxicity doesn't just come from what you eat and what you drink, when you put on your skin, it also comes from emotional toxicity. So if you've had experiences in your life where you've been sad, you've been angry, there's grief there, there's resentment, whatever it is, and you didn't process those emotions, and for whatever reason you suppressed them and you just put them away and didn't want to deal with them, you might find some of those old emotions surfacing. You might find yourself crying. You might find yourself angry at something that was supposed to be over 10 years ago. Don't be surprised when this happens. Our body holds on to emotional toxins in exactly the same way that it holds on to physical toxins. And that's why I put the first few days of the detox with 2 days of a weekend, so that you can rest at home if you need to. The best way to support your body through this process is to allow it to release, allow it to let go of all the toxins. Rest as much as you can. There's nothing wrong with you if you feel like starting tomorrow night, you just want to sleep all day, because this process of filtering and eliminating and getting rid of, starting to get rid of everything, the body's working really hard. It takes a lot of energy for the body to do this. So you feeling tired as a byproduct of that is very normal. Don't fight it. Rest. If you feel like you can't work out, don't work out. It's not the end of the world. Your body needs to do something else for itself in order for it to heal. You have your lavender and your peppermint mix. I hope you've all purchased your lavender and peppermint essential oils. These are to help you with the headaches, body aches. So let's say you feel like your muscles are a bit sore, you have a really bad headache, you can use the lavender and peppermint mix to relieve all of those pains. And then just follow the plan and just rest. I would recommend staying at home this weekend as much as possible, being in a relaxed atmosphere. Like, you don't want to be triggered by people. You don't want to be triggered by questions. You're going to be irritable enough. You don't want to also have to deal with people's questions. Like, why are you doing this? And look at how you're feeling. And well, you're not supposed to feel this way. And of course it's not working. And because you're not supposed to eliminate entire food groups and all of these conversations. When you are focused on healing and prioritizing you, really take care of yourself and cocoon yourself during that process. It's important for the healing, and it will pass. Like I said, some of you, a few days, some of you 6-7 days, no way to know. But as you're going through this process, I will be available for you this weekend. The only weekend where I will be available. The rest of the weekends, you guys will be on your own. But because I know that you might panic when you feel something, you might feel it's too uncomfortable, you will be able to reach me, contact me during this weekend on the group or via email. If you feel like maybe your symptoms are a little bit too much, if they scare you a little bit, they shouldn't. With everything I'm telling you here, I've gone through many, many different types of detoxes, extremely deep detoxes. and I'm not saying this to scare you, I'm saying this just to give you comfort, like where I've fainted before, like I was walking in at home and landed like I woke up, I found myself on the other side of the room. It's really, really bad body aches. And it's just the body releasing. And I would literally just wake up 2 days later and it was all gone. And I felt amazing. So I'm not saying that's going to happen to any of you, because none of you are doing this deep detox that I've done before, but you might feel the extreme fatigue, the sleepiness, the body aches. You might feel like you're getting a horrible flu. That's what usually scares women the most, the feeling like you're getting sick, right? The feeling like you have the flu. But like I explained a couple of videos ago, even when you have a flu, like even if you actually believe you caught a virus from someone, the process of eliminating that virus is exactly the same. The body needs to move it out, and it moves it out using mucus, it moves it out using a fever, it moves it out using diarrhea. So there's no, we're trying to move out of fear. Like part of you becoming empowered in your body is moving out of the fear around what's happening to my body. Remember always, your body is this amazing, amazing miracle that has been given to us by God. He didn't give it to us with spare parts that break down. That's not how the body functions. He gave us a miracle. And the only reason it breaks down or malfunctions is because we've been given the wrong set of instructions about how to take care of it. So the body knows how to heal. The body is extremely powerful. And what you're going to start tomorrow is you're going to give it a chance. Finally, like it's your body has just been waiting for you to do this. It's been waiting for you to give it a chance to heal. The healing process is not linear. Few steps forward, few steps backward. And part of the healing is, we call this a healing crisis, where things have to get worse a little bit before they get better. So those of you also who have symptoms, let's say you have migraines, or you have joint pains, or you have a regular recurring symptom, it's going to be part of the process that you might find that recurring symptom gets worse before it gets better. You might find, if you're somebody who has migraines, that all of a sudden you're going to have a few days of migraines and then they're going to subside. If you're somebody who has joint pain, you might find 3 or 4 days of joint pain and then it's going to subside. If you're somebody who has digestive issues, cramps, whatever it is, they're going to get worse before they get better. So the only thing that you need to know in this process is that you trust the body and trust the process, and that the body doesn't break down, especially when you are intentionally detoxing and intentionally healing. It's not breaking down, it's rebalancing. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? Hang on, I see some Q&As here. Riham, can I smoke 3 cigarettes a day? Well, here's the thing with smoking. I know some of you are smokers. Smoking is not technically part of the detox, right? But we all know that smoking is a poison. Like I don't even put it on the list of toxins. Like I think it's a given. It's a poison. So in the past, what women who have joined my programs have done is, sometimes it felt like a little bit too much to change how they eat and also stop smoking at the same time. So what they focus on is getting really, really used to this new way of eating, letting the body get comfortable with this new way of eating, overcome the detox symptoms, even wait until the whole program is finished, when eating like this is like second nature. Like it's easy, like this is just how I eat now. It's my new way of being. And then they focus on smoking. So do whatever it is you're doing in terms of smoking if you're a smoker. And if stopping smoking is one of your goals, then well, they've done one of two things, ladies, in the past. Either they've gone, cold turkey with everything. So they wake up tomorrow and the cigarettes go out along with everything else, or they wait until they have a really good grip on this new way of eating. So I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. All right. I was prescribed Nexium, Motilium daily. Yes, stop those, please, because those only make the problem worse. You don't have a deficiency in Nexium. You don't have gastroparesis because you don't have Motilium in your system. You have it because of all the inflammatory foods that you've been consuming for years and years and years and years. So all that these medications do is they suppress your symptoms. They don't heal the tissue that's involved inside your digestive system. They don't help to regenerate this tissue so that it functions properly again. All they do is suppress your symptoms and then add to the body's toxic load. So yes, please stop them. I can't breathe without Otrivine. Do I have to stop it? Obviously, that's a different story. You can't breathe without it, then you need to use it. But I would keep track, because as you rebalance the body, as you get rid of inflammatory foods, as you rebuild your internal terrain, you will need it less and less. So this is something that I would keep track of. Nihed, how do we expect to be after the 21 days? Can't we have a hybrid system of protein with veggies? Yes, you will, exactly. So we're going to talk about that. So don't worry about what's happening after the 21 days. Let's take it one phase at a time. You're going to do the first 3 days. Focus on the first 3 days. Focus on making these first 3 days as enjoyable and as exciting as you can make them. And then focus on the next 3 days. Then focus on the next 3 days. Our brain gets overloaded and freaks out when we start to think way too far ahead, when we think of like 21 days at a time. Break it down to where it's manageable in 3-day increments. Because if the critter brain starts to panic about what's going to happen after, it's going to jeopardize you and sabotage you today. If it's going to worry and panic, like what's going to happen after 21 days, then you're going to panic. Then you're going to wonder how sustainable this is. And you'll wake up tomorrow overwhelmed and not take action. Focus on 3 days at a time. Anybody else have a question for me? Raise your hand if you have a question. You guys are all good? You're all clear? Oh, Rania, go ahead.
Hi, Dana. I'll be traveling tomorrow till Saturday, and I'll try as much as possible to not eat the avoided list. Is there anything else I could be doing? Would it affect the whole program for me?
Yeah, I'm going to catch your thought. Did you guys catch her thought? What did she say? First thing she said, I'm going to try. So I'm going to try. That means what? Means you might not try, means you might not do it, means you're inviting the option of failure in, right? I'm going to keep catching everybody's thoughts as I hear them. I'm going to try.
Very true.
Is very different than I will. I will. So
it's gonna be very hard doing it while traveling.
There's
right?
another thought. There's another thought. It's going to be very hard. You could just as easily say to yourself, this is going to be really easy. When you say this is going to be really hard, and if any of you are thinking that, this is going to be really hard, do you really think your critter brain, who wants you to always be pursuing pleasure and never exerting more energy than you have to, and always avoiding pain, when you're telling it something is going to be hard, do you think it's going to support you? Or do you think it's going to prove to you that this is hard and you know what, you're right. This is too hard. You can't do it. Ladies, somebody needs to mute themselves, please. I don't know who it is. Make sure you're all muted. So you're giving yourself the instructions without realizing it. I will try, and this is hard. Your critter brain is never going to support you to the way that you need it to be supported, right? It's if you're just going to keep trying to like power through. When you're saying something is hard and you've given the instruction that this is going to be hard. So as you go through the process, it's going to keep presenting itself as hard. It's going to keep presenting, giving you evidence that this process is hard, versus you saying, I'm going to do this, and this is so easy. Oh my God, this is so easy. I'm going on a trip tomorrow. Okay, great, simple. I'm going to go get my ingredients today. I'm going to prep my meals. I'm going to put them in containers. I'm going to put them in an ice box, wherever it is you're going, and I'm done. How easy is that? Versus if you say, oh my God, this is so hard. Usually what happens is
I don't think they allow taking containers on an airplane.
Oh, okay, so you're going on an airplane. How long is your flight? So when you say this is easy, right, you allow then the thought process to open up. We open up the options and we stay right. So what's happening? So you're going on an airplane. How long is your plane ride?
It's just Thursday to Saturday.
No, how long is the airplane ride tomorrow?
1 hour.
1 hour. So do you think that in 1 hour you need to eat?
No, sure not. But preparing the meals over there, that's the problem.
Right. So let's take it one thing. Again, your brain is trying to take you far to where we're going to make it impossible. Let's break down your day, right? So will you be able to wake up tomorrow and have the breakfast routine at least before you leave?
Yes.
Okay, so that's check. Then what time is your flight?
12.
12. So can you take, have you decided what you want to have for your meal, the second meal that day or not?
It's like salad and a grilled chicken or something.
Okay, well, the good news about the first 3 days is you also get to have some nuts and things like that to snack on. So if your flight is at 12, I would take some nuts with you. You're definitely allowed to take fruits on the plane. You can take fruits and you can take nuts. So I know it was, you just, sometimes you're on the plane, you feel like you want to be snacking on something. Take fruits and take nuts with you on the plane. And then when you arrive, because the first 3 days have animal protein, it's very simple to go eat anywhere and ask for grilled chicken, grilled fish, grilled meat with a side of grilled vegetables. Super simple. And a salad, right? And for a salad, I would make sure that you ask for the dressing on the side because you never know what they put in the dressings. Just ask for plain olive oil and lemon juice. And do that for the 3 days. Do that for lunch, do that for dinner. For breakfast, this is where you might be a little bit more challenged, is instead of the celery juice and the smoothie, have fruits. That's it. It is also the first 3 days. So if the fruits are not available, because I don't know if they will be or not, because it's the first 3 days, you can have, for example, a little bit of fool in the morning, but without bread, without all the other stuff, just plain fool on its own if you don't find the fruits. So do that for the first 3 days. We figured it out together right there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Minna, go ahead.
Hi, Dana, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I started already preparing yesterday, whether for the morning smoothie or the celery and so on. Mm-hmm. However, I find that I can't find exactly for the lunch and dinner. Do I get to choose whatever salad? I get to choose the green salad, for example, just plain for the lunch and to add some protein for dinner, or do I get to choose from which guide?
You get to choose from the clean eating guide, whatever you want. Any recipe you want from the clean eating guide. You have like full reign there. Any recipe you want for lunch and dinner from the clean eating guide.
And the green salad is included with us for the first days 5 to 7?
You can add it if you want. Definitely. You can add it if you want. For sure, starting Sunday, if you want to add a green salad to any one of the recipes, if you're not choosing a recipe salad from the clean eating guide, you can add a green salad to that too. Because some of the recipes in the clean eating guide are salads.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I've gone through them. I mean, I can take it as my lunch, right?
Yes.
Okay. The protein portion. How much should this be?
As big as your palm, always. Piece of chicken, piece of fish, piece of meat. They're usually, like, imagine most restaurant servings, right? They'll give you 1 chicken breast, 1 fish fillet. Yeah, like that.
1 slice, actually, not 1 full chicken breast.
Yes.
Okay. For the celery, I find it yesterday in the supermarket. However, it's a big stack.
Yeah.
So I don't need to go 2 to 3 stacks for the 1 serving.
The 1 serving.
I find it intense this morning.
Are you juicing or are you blending?
Blending.
Okay. So with the blending, we use a little bit less, but if you have the bunch of celery, right? And a bunch usually maybe has 5 or 6 stalks in it. Okay. You're going to use all of that. You're going to cut off the leaves. Chop it up, put it in the blender with some water, blend it, and then strain it. You want to make 500 milliliters of celery juice.
Okay. Thank you, Dana. Thank you.
Welcome. Abir.
Hi, Dana.
Hello.
You made us busy with this diet. It's like a
I'm gonna catch your thought. It's not a
like
diet.
studying.
Not a diet, right? Start to
No, I mean the detox, but
Yeah.
like
yeah.
we're all busy reading.
You're
Just like
all
very, very
reading. Yeah, you're all busy reading. You're all busy in the kitchen. Like this is how you
Yes.
put yourself in it, full on, right?
never-
Full on
the
experience.
kitchen that we never used.
Mm.
So quick question for the day 5 and 6 and 7. So the morning is fine, lunch is fine, the mid-afternoon. So
Yep.
if you go to the clean diet recipes,
Yep.
you have a lot of snacks.
Yep.
This is not for now, right?
No, those are, those you can have those in the first 3 days. Yes.
Okay, even the protein bowls, like
Yes.
that.
Yep.
That's
Any-
fine.
Yeah, anything. The protein balls, there's also a couple of dessert recipes. You can have any of
Yes.
that in the first 3 days. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Done.
Welcome. Sally, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Dana.
Yeah.
You said about the celery, we have to strain it to.
If if you're blending, because it's if you don't mind it like that, you can go ahead
Don't
and
mind it.
no, if you
Okay.
don't mind it. It's when you have it juiced, it's so like smooth and clear, right? It's very easy to drink because when you juice it, it removes all that stringy like fiber anyway. So if you don't mind it, then there's no problem to keep it because it's an extra step. So if you want to save yourself,
I actually like the fibers, I always do this. Even for
No
today, I made the broccoli, and I learned how to do it. So I mean, I'm astonished that I like it, not don't mind it. I
Yeah.
don't know how. I didn't feel it before, and I want to share that stopping coffee for me always brings me headaches,
Yes.
and strange enough, because I've been trying for 1 month now to go clean. I'm not experiencing any headaches. I didn't have to reduce. Actually, I took half the green tea for 1 day, and then I skipped for yesterday and today completely, and I'm very okay. And I'm really wondering where is my headache? Before Ramadan, it takes me an effort to do this, and
Yeah.
I still get headaches. I do it gradually, and I still get headaches, even though I drink after iftar the coffee.
Yes.
So now it's a pure new experience for me. I'm not having any headache.
Wonderful.
And my blood pressure is good. I had my good 10,000 step walk. And I was happy. Yeah,
Amazing.
I was happy.
Amazing. Wonderful. What happens here is because you're also providing one of the reasons that when you remove coffee, you get the headaches. One of the reasons is coffee is dehydrating, right? So if you remove it without replenishing enough hydration, that's one of the reasons you get a headache. So even if you're not being conscious of how much water you're drinking, you are hydrating with all the fruits and vegetables. Remember, they are like such an incredible source of hydration, and it's a different kind of hydration. It's the hydration from fruits and vegetables is different than hydration from water, and it's a hydration that most people are not getting. So you remove the coffee, and maybe you had a little bit of discomfort, but because you were replenishing with the live hydration from fruits and vegetables, it made that detox process a little bit easier for you.
No, it's very much easier. I used to suffer. I just want to share another thing. For the poo thing, you said we can share, right?
The poo thing is which day I'm going to post. I'm going to post a little chart for you in the group,
Okay.
and it's going to show you the different types of poop, and you're going to tell me which one is your poop.
Thank you for this.
All right.
Because yesterday I needed to. Thank you.
You're welcome. I see a whole bunch of questions in the Q&A. 1 second. Malak, is there a difference between using a juicer versus a blender? Which would you recommend? It depends if you're making a smoothie or juice. So for the berry smoothie, you would make that in a blender, because we're going to just blend all the ingredients together. If you're making a juice like celery juice, or if you're making later on or like on your juicing day, you're making juices, then you do that in a juicer. I don't recommend one over the other. They're both actually quite important. So if let's say if you had to go choose, if you had to go buy one, then I would say for the time being, I would prioritize a blender, because you can make the celery juice and the smoothies and everything in a blender for now. Dina, it's not clear for me how to measure the portions. I already have measuring cups, but when you say in the berry smoothie, 1 cup of strawberry, shall I use the measuring cup? Yes. So if you have the measuring cups, that's exactly what I'm referring to. 1 cup of the measuring cup. Exactly. So that will be like 2 large strawberries. Oh, those are some really big strawberries. Well, maybe you want to add like 2 more, but if you're using a regular measuring cup, are you using the ones that are like spoons, or are you using the one that's like a cup? Because measuring sort of dry ingredients is different than measuring liquid ingredients. So let me know. Malak, if we are going out with friends within the next 21 days, specifically, how do we choose what to eat at the restaurant? I plan to eat my meal before going, so I'm not hungry, but wanted to know the options. So like I said, in the 9 days, I really recommend you prioritize you and stay home because of the energy that you're going to be in, the focus that you want to be in. Once we're done with the 9 days, and depending on what you choose, because you're going to see after the 9 days, you're all going to get to choose. Maybe you want to repeat the 9 days, maybe you want to move into the hybrid, maybe you want to move into clean eating. So and this is going to depend on your symptoms. This is going to depend on how you're feeling in 9 days. You can't decide this right now. But in general, when you go out, in general, the best combination, just like how I told Rania, is a protein and vegetables on the side. Keeping in mind that anywhere you go and eat out, they're always going to be using seed oils. Always. There's no restaurant that uses olive oil, is too expensive. So they're all going to use some kind of seed oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, canola oil. So expect that there might be some discomfort, even if all you're eating is the plain piece of fish with roasted or grilled vegetables on the side, or just a salad, and you ask them to give you a simple dressing on the side. But that is what you would be eating in general moving forward. Protein, grilled vegetables, and salad. Or if they have soup, you can have a soup like a vegetable soup, a tomato soup, a mushroom soup, making sure that they don't have any added cream or added dairy in it. Nuran, this mental paradigm shift, which one specifically, Nuran? Nihed, I feel that the food items are going to cost more than usual. So if I don't commit to the recipe items, wouldn't be more economic? In what way, Nihed? You're buying fruits and you're buying vegetables. If there's something, I don't know what could be costly, like quinoa, leave it out. Quinoa is not a healing food anyway. You don't have to eat that. But fruits, vegetables, and animal protein don't tend to be horribly expensive, and you get to choose. You don't have to buy them all organic if that's out of your budget. And what you're going to see over time is when you eat like this, because you're going to eliminate all the other stuff, right? You're going to be eliminating, I mean, here at home, for example, when we shifted to eating this way, we stopped eating out a lot. So we hardly ever eat out. And that, you might be putting more into your grocery shopping now, but you've also, eliminated a whole other expense that you've had. What's something else? We used to have coffee all the time out, we stopped that. So that was another expense that was eliminated. What you're going to figure out your budget, and it might seem at the beginning like you're spending a lot because you're still figuring out quantities. You're figuring out what are the recipes you like more than others. But the great thing is about fruits and vegetables is that they're all locally grown, with the exception of the berries. And even berries, we have locally grown berries, but they've disappeared. Like there was a farm that used to make really, really good locally grown all sorts of berries, but I don't know what happened to them. So with the exception of berries, almost everything is locally produced and locally grown, which means there's a variety of budgets for you to choose from. So again, this is one way, and I know that it can be, there's evidence for this, right? That there's evidence of price increase, there's evidence of things becoming more expensive, but this could also be one of the ways your critter brain is trying to sabotage you, right? And this is what I always tell everybody, this is an investment. So it's not a cost, it's an investment. God willing, nobody here ever experiences disease, because you don't know what, having to deal with disease costs, right? The cost of trying to treat disease or healing disease, that is a cost, right? So what you're doing here is you're investing in your health to not just prevent that, but you're clearing your body and you're creating a whole different experience for yourself. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is when people say eating healthy is really expensive or healthy food is really expensive, we always reframe it and flip it. Right. So if healthy foods are so expensive, why is all the other food so cheap? Always flip it. Always look at things the other way around, right? The cheap stuff that everybody buys, where does that lead to? It leads to illness, it leads to disease, it leads to aging, it leads to medical bills, it leads to a quality of life that nobody wants to live. So there's a price to pay for choosing cheap foods. There is, versus investing in the healthy food where you get to have a quality of life that's amazing, symptom-free and disease-free. So what is that worth it to you? Always be reframing and rethinking. Nuran, can we use balsamic vinegar? No, no vinegars. No balsamic vinegar, no apple cider vinegar, no regular vinegar. Vinegar is very, very acidic and sort of eats away and rots away at the liver. Nahla, don't consume any fat, coconut oil, nuts, seeds, and until dinner time, but there is olive oil in lunch recipe, so we shall omit. So for this is a general instruction, all right? So in the first 3 days, like I said, because there's flexibility. So you can have the olive oil, you can have the animal protein, you can have the nuts, anytime from 12 onwards. So for lunch and for dinner. Once we get to day 6, Sunday, which is day 8, all of that goes. There is 8 cups vegetable broth within the broth ingredients. So how to prepare any recipe to follow. Yeah, you have the veggie broth recipe inside, I believe it's inside the Clean Eating Guide and also inside the eating schedule. You have a recipe for that. And then, I mean, if you don't want to follow a recipe, like veggie broth is so easy. You just get a pot, throw in carrots, parsley, celery, tomatoes, some herbs, right? Like really, veggie broth is like throw in any vegetables, boil them together, onions and garlic, and you have a veggie broth. Like if you're, sometimes some people don't like to use recipes. I have to use a recipe, but I'm saying to simplify things, to not complicate things, right? A veggie broth is just that. It's just boiled veggies, like how you would make a vegetable soup, but then get rid of the vegetables and just use the water. Malak, what can we have the Brazil nut pesto and the guacamole with? Yes, for the first 3 days, you can use them as a dip for any vegetable. So you can make them and have cucumbers and carrots and all of that. Yes. Malak, when you say meal of your choice, do we choose snack, lunch, dinner, regardless of time? I don't know what you mean about regardless of time, but you would choose your lunch and you would choose your dinner to have at lunchtime and at dinner time, and then you choose the snacks to have in between, if that answers your question. Riham, broccoli and chickpeas usually bring me bloating and gases. Shall I still have them? Okay, thank you for that reminder. So I wanted to talk about another symptom you guys might all experience, which is bloating. And if any of you are experiencing bloating from the inflammatory foods, so right now you're constantly in a state of bloating and you're eating bread and cheese and all the stuff we're taking out, that's a sign that your body is really not processing these foods well. However, and it could also happen from chickpeas, can happen from beans, can happen from legumes. So if you know that you bloat, obviously inflammatory foods are out. But if you know that you bloat from chickpeas or beans or anything, then yes, leave them out because that is something that they can do. However, if you feel that you are bloated when we switch to just vegetables, so you're just eating broccoli, you're just eating asparagus, Brussels sprouts, and the smoothies, and you're bloated, this is a completely different story. So broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, garlic, onions, really all the fruits and vegetables, they're what we call gut scrubbers. So it's actually their job to go into your digestive system and to sort of grab or hang on to whatever bacteria is backed up inside your gut, whatever pathogens are there, whatever old dead viruses are there, anything that shouldn't be in there, they hang on to it and they pull it through your digestive system and eliminate it. They literally scrub your digestive system and take all that waste and leave and help the body eliminate it. You will feel that scrubbing process as bloating and as gas. It's called die-off. It's like as the parasites and the bacteria and the viruses and all of that die with being scrubbed out, we call it die-off. You will feel that potentially, you will feel that as discomfort, bloating, and gas. That is not a sign for you to stop eating the broccoli or stop eating the garlic or stop eating the onions. These foods are going in to heal or to solve a pre-existing condition. So they don't create the problem. The broccoli doesn't create bloating. The onions and garlic doesn't create an issue in your colon. These are healing foods. What they do is try to go in and like fix the inflammation that's in there from the bread and the cheese and the caffeine and the junk and all the things that you're eating, which by the way also feed the parasites in your body, right? So when we remove all of these foods, the parasites have nothing to feed on anymore. So they starve. So they start to die off on their own. In all cases, you can also feel that process as bloating. And then you bring in the broccoli and the asparagus and the Brussels sprouts and the apples and the berries and the spinach and all of that and the celery, and they go in to scoop in some more, and you might feel that again as bloating or discomfort. So they are healing, they're not creating a problem. So don't remove these foods no matter what you do. But do keep me posted if you are experiencing truly uncomfortable bloating, let me know. Malak, I'm writing in the questions as they pop up in my mind so I don't forget. Fine. For the poop topic. Poop topic is coming up. The poop post is coming up. Dina, I noted that when I eat clean, then something not so clean for a day, I get diarrhea. Is that normal? Of course, your body wants to get rid of it. Like you eat something that your body's really happy eating all the great, amazing, healthy food. And then you go and eat a pizza. The body's like, oh God, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. So it wants to eliminate it. It doesn't show that your body's weak. On the contrary, it shows that the body wants to get rid of a toxin and it wants to get rid of it super fast. Nihed, can we use raw honey to sweeten drinks or food? You can use raw honey, but do not use it on the celery juice. So you can use a little bit in your smoothie, although the smoothie is really, really sweet. You can use it to sweeten the herbal drinks, no problem. No, the ones that are cups. Oh, so for liquid. So that's going to be a little bit different than the ones that are like spoons, Dina. The ones that are like spoons, they take into account like volume. So what I would do in that case, just take a handful, like however many fit in your hand. Like you can't do it wrong. You get more strawberries in there. That's okay. That's not a problem. Riham, in the smoothie, do we mix all the berries or just one type? You can do a mix or you can do one type. Whatever is available to you, you can do that. Minna, do we need to, I'm guessing, have all these meals or can we skip any of them? For the mid-afternoon snack, can I take only one apple plus the dates? Do I need to take the evening meal? No skipping meals. Do not skip meals and do not skip a snack. As soon as you skip any meal, your body is going to go into stress mode. As soon as your body goes into stress mode, it's going to produce cortisol. If your goal is to lose weight, you cannot lose weight if the body is pumping cortisol. If the body feels like it's starving, it's going to hold on to whatever little that you're giving it, and it will not lose weight in addition to the cortisol. So don't skip anything. Like this whole diet culture of like eat less and skip meals, we're done with that. The body needs fuel and it needs fuel at regular intervals. So have your meals at snack time. If you feel like you can't have the 2 apples, the only reason you wouldn't have the apples and the dates is because you're too full, for example. Eat them slowly, but don't decrease them because you're afraid of sugar content. There is no such thing as too much sugar in an apple or too much sugar in dates or gaining weight from dates or gaining weight from fruits. That is a total myth. And you need these quantities because they are literally medicinal healing quantities. So in order for you to get the best results when we're eating fruits and vegetables, it is about eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. It won't work if you decide to eat less. So stick to the plan. Definitely do not skip the evening meal. Definitely don't do that. Noran, the one where we stop saying things are hard and try to look for solutions instead of panicking. Yes, exactly. Sarah, can I use any dressing mentioned in the clean eating guide with any of the salads interchangeably? Yes, you can for the first 3 days, definitely. Also, can I replace grapefruit with any other citrus? Yes, you can. Nahla, can we drink herbal tea at any time of the day or only in the evening? Any time of day, but when you have those herbal drinks that you have to have in the evening, the lemon balm, the hibiscus, you want to have those in the evening. You can repeat those. You can have other herbal drinks, but don't replace them. Like don't have peppermint instead of the lemon balm, right? You have what's in the plan, then you can have additional herbal drinks also. If we selected to go for soup, it will be considered as an add-on or as a main meal. You can add a soup to a salad if that is more satisfying for you, or you can have the soup as a standalone. That also is up to you. Can we put coriander with the celery instead of the berry smoothie? Can we put in? No, nothing goes with the celery. Celery has to be eaten completely plain. You don't add honey to it. You don't add an apple to it. You don't add lemon to it. You add nothing to it. Celery works best when it's on its own. So don't add anything there. Lubna, go ahead.
Yeah, I already prepared with the smoothies, the ingredients for the smoothies, and I replaced the berries with the pomegranates.
Right.
But will I need to? Do I need to blend the pomegranates first, strain them, and then add them to the smoothie, or shall I just blend them with the rest of the stuff? I'm talking about the small seeds.
Yeah, no, you can blend it all together. So I saw your photo. Everything is prepared in your plastic bags. So you just take that plastic bag and you add it in the morning with the liquid, and that's it. You don't have to separate or do anything on its own. Everything gets blended together.
Right. And I have an event coming up on Friday and Saturday. I'm organizing the event.
Okay.
I will take all my food with me. That's not a problem at all. The only thing is when you were talking about the energy level, you got me a little bit worried here. I'm sure I'll take it in my stride, but I just want you to go. And also I have a wedding on Friday, but that's fine. I will not eat. That's absolutely fine. Or I'll nibble on whatever I can eat within the meal plan. So if you can tell me what to do on Friday and Saturday, because I'm organizing the event, so I'll be walking around a lot and talking to people and so forth.
At what time? What time is your event?
Oh, it's from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. all day.
Oh, wow. So you're
farmers market.
Okay. So you're going to be super organized with all your stuff. My feeling is that when you're in an environment like that, it's like your adrenaline is gonna kick in, and even if you are feeling a bit tired, it's going to take you through it. So I'm not worried about that. On a regular day, even if you weren't detoxing, that's a long time to be standing on your feet, right? So, but what you're going to do this time is you're going to be giving your body really nutrient dense foods. So I wouldn't worry about something, again, like don't preempt it. And also for this other simple reason that sometimes that low energy doesn't kick in until day 3 anyway, right? So on Friday, you might still feel okay. Maybe Saturday is the day that you get tired. I would just take it slowly. What do you usually do on these days? Like, are you standing nonstop, or do you take little breaks and you sit down and you have a meal? Like, whatever it is you normally do on that day, just do it normally. Don't implant in your thoughts. So this is going to be more difficult than any other time that you've done it.
No, I don't think it'll be difficult. It's just like as if I'm fasting. It's just a normal day. I'll just take it. I stopped coffee yesterday.
Okay.
I switched to almond milk that I prepared myself.
Okay.
I have a bit of a headache.
Yeah.
I'm not too cranky, but I do have the headache.
Right.
And that's it. Yes, the other thing also that I tried the celery juice. It was very pleasant. I liked it, but then I'm a rabbit by nature. And then I did an experiment. I took the celery leaves and I juiced them as well, just for the sake of, they were very bitter. So this is why they're removed.
Yes.
This is just, I wanted to share this with the rest of the ladies that do not add the celery leaves. They are very bitter. They're full of goodness though, but they will be very bitter.
They're very bitter. You can use them if you want in like the vegetable broth. That's one way you can make use of them, but they are very, very bitter to put in the juice. That's why we remove them. Like it's a completely different experience to juice with the leaves and without. Yes.
The last thing you said, no vinegar. I prepare my own vinegar, and we were told, as is with the rest of the myths, that organic vinegar is very good for you first thing in the morning, or if you take it with a little bit of warm water. And now you say no vinegar at all?
No vinegar, definitely not during the detox, and definitely not something you'll do on a regular basis afterwards, right? So, and definitely not something you're going to be, putting in your body every single morning, first thing in the morning. It's an acid. It's acidic, right?
Yes.
And what we're trying to do in this whole process is alkalize the body. We're trying to move away. The inflammation is a sign of acidity in the body. Inflammation and all the symptoms that you've all got are signs that acidity is very high in the body, and acidity comes from the inflammatory foods. So we're trying, and acidity, when your body's more acidic, that's where disease can take hold. Like diseases, viruses, illnesses, they love an acidic body. So we're trying to shift our bodies from acidic to alkaline. So the most alkaline foods in the world are fruits and vegetables only.
Perfect. Thank you.
Right? Everything else, you start moving into the acidic side. So that's why the vinegar is also out.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Amira. Hi, Dana. I meet clients and they always offer something to drink. Can we drink mint, not fresh, or other packed herbs? If you don't have a choice, like if they're offering you, then yes, that's all right. Any of the packaged herbal drinks are fine. What about calcium pills? I take Osteocare 2 times a day and another strong medicine, Phos Advance once a week. I would remove the Osteocare. If the medicine is prescribed by a doctor, then you keep that. Malak, for the morning meal, we have the 500 milliliter celery juice plus the berry smoothie plus a breakfast option or snack. No, you have the lemon water, and then you have the celery juice, you wait 30 minutes and you have your breakfast. That is your breakfast only for the duration of the program. The breakfast options that you have in the clean eating program, this is for later on. This is like, just like you have some recipes in there that once you have gotten into the habit of the morning routine, you can start to experiment a bit. You can have a different smoothie recipe. Instead of the smoothie, you can have maybe one of the puddings or one of the smoothie bowls, but that's not what you're doing now. Breakfast is just lemon water, celery, and berry smoothie. Also, we have to have them all at once. And is there a time frame to complete the full meal, or can we have it over a full hour? Yes, you need to spread it out. So you want to have the lemon water, wait 30 minutes, have the celery juice, wait 30 minutes, have the berry smoothie. Nora, I don't have a question, just sending a big virtual hug to you ladies. Oh, yes, thank you, Nora. We've got this. You sure do. You have all got this. You are ready. You have prepared yourselves. You're understanding little by little how your brain functions, how it's working, how it might be working to derail you, how you can get it to be on your side instead of derailing you. You've got this. And the more you put yourself in the mindset of this is non-negotiable. My health is non-negotiable. My healing is non-negotiable. Nobody's going to discourage me. My brain is not going to talk me out of it. Nobody's going to criticize me out of it. Nobody's going to mock me out of it. Because you know what? All those people who might be criticizing you or mocking you or telling you it's okay, just have a little bit of this, Yani, what difference will it make if it's not going to ruin everything, have a spoon of this, have a spoon of that. They're not the ones who are in your body, and they're not the ones who are going to be there for you in 5, 10, 15 years if you're not well, right? Nobody. And as much as everybody around us loves us and cares about us, we are not their priority. Nobody's going to come and tell you, Sarah, you really need to go on this detox because I can see that you're tired all the time. I really think that you need to go and take care of your body. I really think that you should do this. And it's not that the people around us don't care and don't love and that they're not good people. It's because it's not their responsibility. Just like it's not your responsibility to expect or to make someone go take care of themselves. We want to, and you will, when you're done with this program, you're going to feel like you want to go and tell everybody, like, here's how you can get better. I just did this detox and whatever. And you can say it all you want, but unless the person decides to do it, they won't. So you've taken the decision to do this. So you stay strong in your decision. You stay strong in your conviction. You stay strong when those cravings come up for you. So another thing that's going to happen to you in the next few days is your cravings are going to come on, and they're going to come on strong for some of you, and they're going to come up as hunger signals. So they're going to come up for you as I'm starving. This food isn't enough. The food is more than enough. But cravings are very powerful. Remember, cravings light up, sugar lights up 8 pleasure centers in your brain. So think of yourself in like a drug addict. We put him in rehab, right? No matter what you do, you're not going to give that guy the drugs anymore. And you're also not going to give a little bit of the drugs as they come off it. Has to be a clean cut. When somebody takes a hit of cocaine, it lights up 1 pleasure center in their brain. When you eat your morning cereal or a piece of cake or your chips or a piece of bread, it lights up 8 pleasure centers in your brain. That's a strong addiction. So you are going to overcome that. You know that it's going to be your addiction speaking. You know that it's not actually hunger speaking. And you're going to power through the first 3 or 4 days. And then once the cravings are gone, once the addictions have died down, once your critter brain is like, oh, well, I guess she's really doing this now, you're going to be amazed at what's going to happen. But keep your energy up, keep the excitement up. When you catch yourself saying, I will try, take that thought back and replace it with I will. When you catch yourself saying, this is hard, take that thought back and say, oh my God, this is so easy. This is the easiest thing that I have ever done, ever. And you just feel the energy change, and you just feel like, instead of this is hard and you just don't know what to do about it, when you say this is easy, the solution appears. The options for solving the challenge appear when you give yourself the option. When you say, I will try, when you say, I can't, when you say, this is hard, you automatically shut off the options for the solutions. All right, ladies, a couple more questions. Noran, go ahead.
Hello, Dana.
Hello.
I wanted to ask, is it lemon water, then wait 30 minutes, then celery juice, then wait another 30 minutes, then the berry smoothie, or the lemon water and the celery juice together?
No, 30 minutes between each, exactly.
Oh, okay. So can we have more than 30 minutes between the celery juice and the berry smoothie?
Yes, you can. 30 minutes is the minimum. Yes.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Malak, go ahead.
Hi, Dana. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. Super excited. And just a quick note, Lubna, I think you're inspiring a lot of us with your excitement and enthusiasm with everything. Something else I wanted to, for the mid-morning snack, so we have 30 minutes and then the celery juice and then 30 minutes berry smoothie. What's the mid-morning snack? And yeah.
So between your berry smoothie and lunchtime, technically you should have about 3 or 4 hours. You want to break that up. In the first 3 days, you can have any one of the snacks in the clean eating guide. So the protein balls or one of the dessert recipes, or you can have any fruit you want in between also, anything.
Okay, and one more question, sorry. The protein balls, should we have them during a certain time of the day, preferably in the morning or at night, or it doesn't matter?
No, in the first 3 days, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so we can have them during the mid-morning snack or as lunchtime?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do I have any more questions here? No. Sally, do you have another question for me?
Yes, please. I was asking, my son told me the flax seeds are better to grind them. Is it better? I put them on the...
Both. Like if you're going to put it in later on, if you're going to put it in a smoothie, you would just put it with all the smoothie ingredients and grind it together with the rest of the ingredients. If you want to sprinkle it on a salad or sprinkle it on soup, you can also do that. Both are good. Like we don't have to.
The effectiveness is the same, I mean.
It's the same. The same.
Okay. And for the moringa tea, I started enjoying it. I used to take 3-4 green tea a day. Yeah. So can I take up to 3-4 moringa, or it's not advisable? I don't know.
I'd actually have to look that up. I don't know if there is a limit on how many. I mean, like I know other things like spirulina, ashwagandha. Yeah, there's a limit on those. So let me check moringa in terms of the tea, if there is a limit on that or not.
I got the powder from Imtinan, the powder the powder from Imtinan. It's very tasty. I mean,
Let me check and see what the limit on that is for you.
thank you so much. I wanted to ask maybe later about the lymphatic drainage, you know, if it's advisable during this detox or what
You could, but you're automatically doing a lymphatic drainage just by changing how you eat, right? So your lymphatic system is actually, it's actually one of the most biggest sort of systems in your body, right? Like it literally, you have this like grid of, you know, of lymphatic vessels all over your body, and your lymphatic system is the one that's basically in charge of eliminating waste from your body. So when I say the liver, when we say the body, that your body eliminates from the liver, eliminates from the kidneys, so where does it go? It's then the responsibility of the lymph to take that garbage, right, and take it out of the body. So imagine your lymphatic system is sort of like a septic tank. It keeps filling, and then it has to be emptied out. But what happens when you're constantly eating the inflammatory foods is it overflows and it can't empty out anymore. And one of the reasons it can't empty out is that the lymphatic system gets too clogged, like there's too many things coming in. And the lymphatic system also requires us to move. So it's a flowing system. It's kind of like a system of rivers and streams inside your body, but they actually need the momentum of your movement in order to function optimally. So moving in terms of walking or exercise or jumping on a mini trampoline or like doing dance aerobics, these are one of the best ways to move your lymphatic system naturally. And then after that, we would then do it manually using lymphatic drainage. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you for this. Last question, please. If you can advise some drinks to promote sleeping, because yesterday I started telling them no interruption for my sleep. I'll take it straight. At least I took it till midnight, and then I started waking up, as you said, maybe because of my liver every hour, you know. And I need to pee sometimes, you know, as well.
So you want to have your last drinks for everybody so that you're not waking up in the middle of the night going to the bathroom. The last drink should be by 7 p.m. And the drink to help you relax and help you sleep is the lemon balm tea that you'll be taking.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies, some more questions here. Yes, Malak. Recommended water intake. I don't drink enough water, hence the kidney stones. Okay. Kidney stones are not just because of not enough water. Your kidneys are another filtration organ. They get clogged for the same reason that your liver gets clogged. It sometimes has nothing to do with water. Kidney stones are a result of literal cloggage, is that a word? Blockage from the inflammatory foods, exactly how your liver gets blocked. So when it comes to hydration, we're going to be hydrating really, really well with the fruits and vegetables. The recommended intake of water is you multiply your current weight times 0.33, and that tells you exactly how much water you should be drinking for your height and your weight. But you are going to get a lot of hydration and unclogging properties with the foods that you're eating. So I would drink as needed. So gauge your thirst. Your body might be satisfied and have all the hydration it needs from all the fruits and vegetables that you're eating. Don't force yourself to go and drink water because that's like a required daily quota. No, when your body is being fulfilled on a cellular level, which it will be with this program, you might feel like you don't need to drink as much actual water. All right. Nuran, I don't have the mic option, but I wanted to ask, how is fruit sugar broken down differently than the sugar we get from processed food? Okay. That's a long explanation. And I'm going to talk about it next week, Nuran. Do you mind if I talk about it on the day that I talk about hormones? Because I'm just mindful of time. It's 1:04 and there is an answer to that. And it's a long answer. Would that be okay with you, Nuran, that I answer this for you? Okay, wonderful. Perfect. All right. Anybody else have any? Sally, is that one more question or is that your hand just up? Just up. Perfect. Ladies, you have got this. I can't repeat to you. I can't reiterate enough how much you have got this and how prepared you are, and the support that you're all getting from each other, the motivation you're getting from each other. Think of yourselves as a team, right? And everybody's working together individually, but you're also working collectively, and you all want to be successful collectively. So make use of each other, make use of the support. Make use of me, by all means, reach out. If there is anything that you haven't asked about, and let's say you're just a little bit shy to ask on this call, be sure to reach out to me today by email or privately so that I can clear that up for you. There is nothing wrong with being shy. There's nothing wrong with having a question that's too personal. The mistake is not coming forth and getting your question answered or getting something clarified for yourself so that you can start tomorrow with the best foot forward. All right, ladies, have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you so much, Dana.
Welcome.